That's a good question. Nope, I just sent the request.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So I was telling you guys a little bit beforehand. So I currently use MailChimp right now. My bill is like 660 bucks a month. So I was talking to Bree at this event we were doing, and she said she really liked Flodesk. So I've never used it. I don't know anything about it. So I'm excited to listen to this class as well. But I know Bree had told me that they have a current deal right now where I think it's like 30 something dollars. What's the monthly fee, Bree? Do you know?
I have a coupon code for it's 20 bucks a month for the first year. I'll send it in the
That's
chat.
if you buy it for a year. Is that correct?
Yep.
Do you
And
know
then
what it is if you buy it monthly?
I'm not sure. I think it's an extra $10 if you do
Okay.
it monthly, and then it goes to, I think, $40 a month.
Okay, got it. So, let's just say it's 30 or $40 if you want to do it monthly, but they have a deal through November 28th where you get unlimited contact. So if you're using a service like MailChimp, which I currently use, my bill it used to be over 1,000. I whittled down my list a little bit. So I'm super interested because if I could save $600 a month and I'm still getting the same open rates and still getting the design that I want, the aesthetic I want, definitely interested. So what I'm going to probably do is buy a Flodesk account, try it out, see if I like it, and go from there. But real quick, pitch on green home loans. We have our business development manager Kaylee here. We have a few of our loan officers here, but really our value proposition to realtors is super simple. We try to add value through classes like this. We partner with Bree all the time because we're very similar mindset. We want to work with realtors. We want to add value to your business. So we do classes. We have a ton of tools, and we actually help realtors implement a lot of these tools. So I mean, Kaylee was working with one of our realtor partners like over the past week doing all these squeeze pages, YouTube thumbnails. So anything business, marketing, origination strategy you need, please reach out. We'd love the opportunity to speak with you about your business, see what value we can add. On top of that, I personally been in this business over 21 years. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews online. And our whole thing is five-star service, and then we are a wholesale broker. So we don't have inflated rates. You're going to get really tight rate pricing, which helps you get higher pre-qualifications for your clients. So if you need anything, reach out to Kaylee, myself, or any of the loan officers that work for Green Home Loans. We'd love the opportunity to speak with you about your business. And with that, I'll give it to Bree.
Awesome. Thanks, Reggie. If you guys haven't partnered with Reggie and Kaylee and their team, they're absolutely phenomenal and they just do business the right way. And they really have that same mindset that Reggie kind of alluded to of we like to jump in with our agent partners and help you guys grow your business, not just in theory, but how you actually execute it so that you can grow your business. And we want to grow alongside of you. Um, my name's Bree Kruger. I am with Great American Title, and I've been in the business about 17 years. I think I'm actually going on my 18th year this year. And I grew up in the business. I absolutely adore helping agents grow their business through systems, technology, and marketing. And I like to do as much as for free that I can provide to you guys in the free space as possible. I'm licensed. I don't practice anymore. I was on the agent side for many years, running some top teams, and I've learned some tips and tricks and been coached by some cool people who have really helped me help you guys grow your business. So really excited today to go over Flodesk. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through a couple different, just what we're going to go through today. And then I'm going to jump into a live environment. I put in the chat, there's a link for 50% off your first year with Flodesk if you are interested in doing it. Any way I can save you guys money, I'm going to save you money. So just wanted to let you know it's in the chat and hope you enjoy. So, what is Flodesk? So, there's lots of different systems out there for you guys as real estate agents, right? So, I have my CRM system. It's completely separate from my Flodesk account, and I do that for one main reason. If someone unsubscribes to my Flodesk, that's fine. I never, ever, ever want someone to unsubscribe to my actual CRM. So that's why I always have two. Does my CRM do email blasts? Sure. but I always want to keep it separate because one, the tracking is a little bit more in detail over at Flodesk. And if they unsubscribe to a newsletter or something like that, that's totally fine. I don't want them out of my CRM system. So I keep those two things separately. And I just absolutely think it's a great system. It's cheap enough that you guys can leverage it for your business. So Flowdesk is an email marketing system, right? It's a platform that you guys can leverage to stay in touch with your clients, stay in touch with your sphere, stay in touch with people who come to your open house, and do some automations, some forms, and really hone in on newsletters and check the analytics. And the analytics are pretty cool as well. So we're going to go over the newsletters, opt-in forms, landing pages, how to use them, when to use them for open houses, email blasts. You have a brand new property hit the market, different workflows for yourself, and creating automation within your Flowdesk, and then how to read the analytics as well. All right. See if my mouse will go. All right, so newsletters. Create a monthly newsletter to Sphere, past clients, hyper local farms. So this is something that I think every agent should do. I can pull an email farm for you guys around within your neighborhood, or maybe it's an area that you guys want to farm. I can pull as many emails as possible that I can pull that are public. And you can upload that into a segment into your Flowdesk so that you can have your farm in your newsletter as well as you want your past clients, your sphere of influence, etc. So I think your sphere, a monthly newsletter is perfect for people who aren't going to buy and sell real estate today, but the average is every 7 to 10 years, someone moves. But the opportunity is I would put your dentist in there. I would put your kid's teacher in there. You never know where your next referral is going to come from. So, any way to just show up and provide value without shoving real estate in their face, I think is a win-win for the agent. So, a monthly newsletter is fantastic for you guys. I do have a template. I'll show you in our live environment, and I'll share the template with you as well. ChatGPT, leverage ChatGPT. We did an AI class not too long ago, and creating your monthly newsletter content is so much easier now that we have AI. So you can go into ChatGPT or whatever AI source that you leverage, and you can go in and say, create a newsletter content for me for 2026 for me as a real estate agent in Chandler, Arizona, or you could do in Los Sendas, Mesa, or you could do in North Scottsdale or Troon or wherever you are. It can give you some great bullet points for you to take and add into your newsletter. And we're going to talk about how to add like market stats and stuff like that. But your newsletter should be more focused on lifestyle because that's what people want to consume. They don't want to consume real estate shoved down their face 24/7. They want to know about the lifestyle. What's the new coffee shop that just opened? What is the new business that just came into Arizona that's going to provide 20,000 jobs or whatever that is. So you want to put in those news articles, events, call to actions, and interactive buttons, and I'll show you what that looks like here in the live environment. We have a chat. We're good. Okay. Thanks, Sabrina. Hi, Clarence. All right, opt-in forms. So this makes it really easy for you guys at open houses. If you want to streamline your open house sign-in, you can create forms for each open house, or you can have a generic form for all your open houses. You can actually create it as if it were a landing page and then have a form fill that they put in their information, and it automatically goes into a workflow where they get your newsletter. They get automatically into that segment so that they get your newsletter every month. You can also do a like custom email follow-up sequence for everyone who enters their information from an open house. You can also do forms like, hey, download my free buyer guide, download my free seller guide. You could do a lead magnet, like get the ultimate 10 steps to sell your home for top dollar. And the workflow is what's going to help you on the back end have that automation to actually send them the information. But this keeps it really easy for you. It's set it and forget it. And then the workflows create the rest of it. So we're going to talk all about that today. And then we're going to talk about just one-off email blasts. So I do property blasts for agents. If you ever would like me to do property blasts, I can do it at no cost for you because I have Flodesk and it has unlimited amounts of emails that I can send a month, which is actually going away. So if you are interested in Flodesk, you will be grandfathered in if you sign up, I believe, before the 26th of November. Then they're not going to allow unlimited emails anymore. So if you're thinking about it, I would definitely look and kind of make a decision before the 26th of November. Not like you're going to be sending the amount of email blasts that Reggie and I are, but it's always nice to have that option. MailChimp, unfortunately, you have to count your emails, make sure you have enough emails based on how much you pay a month. And to me, it was just a headache. So I found a different system.
Hey,
But
Bree,
let's say
real
you,
quick, I have the picture. It says November 28th, just that why.
oh, thank you. November
Yep.
28th. Thank you. Thank you. Let's say you have a property that you just listed, or you have an open house, or you have an off-market property opportunity, maybe an investor offer, something like that. You can blast that out to your people. Um, you can blast it out to your farm. Let's say you're doing an open house for the weekend and you reach out to myself and say, "Hey, I'm doing an open house on 123 Main Street. I would love as many emails as possible for the neighbors around 123 Main Street." I can pull that list for you. I can send it, but you can also send it and become that authority within that farm and send it out. Invite the neighbors. Another thing that I like to do and recommend to agents is like to your sphere of influence, an email blast could be that you're putting in some information about a charity. Where around the holidays, there's a ton of charities right now. Maybe you're collecting food for St. Mary's Food Bank or the animal shelter or something like that. Sending an email blast to your sphere, your past clients, and even your farm that you're really focused on, tying in a charity and providing the information to those people. To people like to get involved, so helping people really get involved in their community, people love that. Obviously, happy holidays. You could do a monthly email blast around whatever month it is, just like any system. And then your one of the my favorite things is I did a lot. I heard Melody talking about it when I first jumped on. We did a neighborhood event pie pickup. So we did a bunch of door hangers for this agent, and on the door hanger was the QR code that came from this form that we created where it was sign up for a free Thanksgiving pie. And then we had a when picking up the pie, please bring 2 cans of food. So it was a whole neighborhood thing. It was past clients plus neighborhood plus sphere of influence. And she got like 30 signups for pies in combination between her sphere, past clients, and her neighborhood. And she's just gonna do a garage party at her house and pass out the pies and collect food for the local food bank. And it's just something really cool for you to meet the neighbors and also love on your past clients. Yep. Quick question.
Hey, Bree, quick question for you. Let's say I'm a loan officer and I do a loan in a neighborhood or refinance, purchase, whatever. Is that something you could help the loan officer where they could actually blast the neighborhood and just say, hey, I just did a transaction in your neighborhood, love to help you too, something along those lines?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to get into workflows briefly because I could probably spend 2 hours on workflows, but we'll touch on it today. It's just an automated sequence of emails that you can set up on the back end. So, like I mentioned earlier, the open house attendee, what's the email they get when they sign up? What's the email they get in 1 day, in 3 days, in 20 days, and so forth. You could do a post-close follow-up. You could do a client nurture series in here, birthday emails, and everything can be automated based on tags and segments. And segments is basically like a group of people. So I'll show you what a segment is and how that looks. And then the analytics, right? Like this is an email blast I sent, and I'll show you in real time, but it was my agent resource newsletter. I send a agent resource newsletter every single month. Um, and actually this one wasn't my agent newsletter. This one was just a property blast. And you can see who it was sent, when it was, how many people delivered, how many opens and how many clicks, and then your open rate and click-through rate. So this was actually a property blast, which is supposed to get the lowest open rate imaginable out of all of your emails. And this is 11.7. So that's really good. And a good open rate sending to people that are completely cold is between 1 and 3%. I know that sounds crazy, but 1 and 3% is actually the average for blasting emails to like a neighborhood farm where you don't personally know them. So it has really good open rates on Flodesk, and it all comes back to data, right? Like we have several data sources that we pay for on behalf of the agents and loan officers so that you guys don't have to spend all of the money per address and per email, but we have really good data sources that we can source that information from. So crafting compelling subject lines here, just a couple best practices. Leverage AI for your subject lines. I do it all the time. Make sure to not put emojis in your subject line. I know it's like really hard to not want to put a smiley face or put a tree or happy holidays, put a snowman, but email servers will definitely look at that as spam. So anytime you're doing a subject line, just leave the emojis out. Leave all caps out too. Like don't do like an all cap subject line. So we're going to go over structuring an effective email, how to use Unsplash. Unsplash is integrated within the Flodesk platform. It's basically like a free video and photo library where people upload images to, so you don't have to worry about if it's copyrighted or anything like that. All their images are free, so it makes it super great for you guys and easy for you guys. And then we're going to go over how to embed like videos or property photos and all of that stuff, and then scheduling and sending emails. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to my slide, but this was an example of a email blast. Okay. And then if you want a free monthly newsletter template, I'm going to put it in just in the chat. Just reach out to me. Clarence, why is Facebook showing me Flowdesk? They hear your microphone right now. Yes, you can create workflows based on what people click. And I'll show you in the analytics session as well, that you can actually see who clicked, what their email is, like what time they clicked, if they went back to click a second time, a third time, a fourth time, and all that good stuff. But yep, you can do trigger automations on the back end for workflows. Good question. So here's an example of a monthly newsletter, and this is one of the templates that I'll be sharing with you guys. But so monthly newsletter, I grabbed this image from an agent's listing that I'm working with. You can actually upload it from Unsplash or a property that you've sold recently. This is all ChatGPT. So welcome to this month's edition of the Phoenix Living newsletter. This is buttons that are call to action. I'll show you how to add those. And then some articles, right? So here are some events in Phoenix this month. So I just Googled events in Phoenix this month, and Arizona State Fair was the one. This was from October. So that was one of the top ones in the Phoenix Valley. So if you were to click on this, it would go to the Arizona State Fair website. And I'll show you how to embed all of those links. You can embed it back to your website, back to your app, back to your anything you can think of. We can embed links for. So Uptown Farmers Market, the new Disney musical, Find Your Next Home, that would go to your IDX feed on your website or your app. You can do some fun stuff like fall decor. What's your favorite style? What's your favorite paint color? The top 5 paint colors that are hot right now for 2026. All of that stuff that people enjoy consuming. And then a real estate snapshot. I have Altos Market Report. So if anyone does want access to these on a weekly, it's sent to your email weekly. Just email me and I could definitely set you up based on whatever area you would like. And then fall recipe, some crafts for DIY for the holidays, new listing 123 Main Street video, a review, and then your information. So as you can see, there's lots of things to click on in here, and that's why Flodesk works really well is because it's interactive. It's almost like gamified. They can search many different avenues within your newsletter. So we're going to jump into how to do that. Yep, I wish we were getting paid for every sign up. Resend the link. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, good. All right, so I wanted to go into Flodesk and show you what it looks like to set it up, a newsletter. And the cool thing about if you do want to use Flodesk and you do want the monthly newsletter, just reach out to me because I can definitely send you the template so you don't have to start from scratch. Flodesk has tons of different email templates already built in. You can change the colors, you can upload your logo, you can change the fonts, anything that you want style-wise, you can do within Flodesk, which is super handy compared to a lot of the other platforms out there. So for example, this is my business partner Lynn and I. We have a template that we use for our agent newsletter. You can look at different layouts that you want. Basically, everything is added in blocks. So it's really easy to say, oh, you know what? I want to do a picture of a house between the top of my newsletter and this editable newsletter. So what it allows you to do is you can add everything in chunks and blocks, and this little plus sign here is what gives you the option to add in any type of blocks. So it could be an image, it could be a video, it could be your Instagram feed, which is kind of cool. It'll pull in your last 3 images from Instagram. It can be a button that goes to a call to action to go to your website or your app or your HomeBot account. You can put in a countdown text. Maybe you just have it's a happy holiday message and you want to write like a letter almost to your clients. You can do that. When you're in layouts, everything is provided on the right side. So actually anything that you click on that you want to edit, everything's on the right side. But any text, you would actually just go in here, click on it. I can spell. Tips on surviving the holidays. So it's really easy, almost like a Word document. You can just come in here, you can bold it, you can make things very easily manageable in here. Anytime you click on a text box, it's going to pop out on the right-hand side. It'll give you the font. You can change any of the font that you would like. You can actually change the color. Maybe you want it to be red for the holidays. And any text right here, you would just double click and write in the text. Again, all of the information for your fonts and colors is going to be on the right-hand side. So in the button section where it says read it, let's say you want to do a call to action, like click here to see your home value. Again, you can change the colors on the right-hand side. It pops out. You can also change the style of the buttons. So the shape is what it's referring to. Maybe you want a solid color. Maybe you just want the outline. Whatever you want, you can kind of make it your own. And then you can change the font. There's little tabs in the upper right-hand corner. You can change the font. You can make it larger. You can change the font color. In the tab for link, that is where you're going to put your URL. So this is where you would put your home evaluation URL or your website or your HomeBot link or anything like that. You would put it in the link section. And then I won't mess around too much with the different block options just because that can get a little confusing. But I wanted you to know how easy it was just to come in here and just start text or typing away and really make it your own. Now, let's say, for example, I don't like this block. I don't like the way it looks. I don't think it looks good for my newsletter. I can just click on it and click the little trash can and it'll delete it. And then I can keep going with something else. Maybe I want to do the plus sign. I click layouts. And on the right-hand side, I want to do an article box or block. I just click on that and it changes everything to kind of this type of block. Again, I can just go in here real quick and say holiday, oops, holiday crafts. Click here for DIY candy canes. So the cool thing about here is if you click the click here on the right hand side, it pops out again, right? So we can go over to this link, and this is where you would Google something like DIY candy cane crafts. And you would want to find some type of article. You would pull this URL from the top, copy it, and you would paste it in the link section. So now when this is a live newsletter, anyone who clicks here, it'll take them directly to this link. And now we need to do a picture, right? So we want something that's super cute and maybe has something to do with candy canes. So you have a couple options here. You can add an image from your computer. Maybe you did a craft with your kid's school class. You can upload your own picture or you can go to Unsplash. And that's what I was it's a royalty-free library. So if you click on Unsplash, you don't have to have a subscription to it. It is 100% free. You can click add photo and then you can literally search for anything you can possibly think of. So candy cane. And then you just click it and it uploads automatically. Let's say, I won't go into the Canva integration. Maybe we'll do a second class on that, but just know that you can connect your paid Canva account if you have a paid version to directly into your Flodesk. So when you edit things in Canva, you can just pull directly from Canva into your Flodesk. But it's that simple. So literally, if I wanted to drag this, I could. Maybe I wanted it down here. Maybe I wanted it one more down. Like you can literally drag and drop within this program, which is super easy and simple. We have some things in the chat. Unsplash is completely available for free. You don't have to have a subscription if it's not within Flodesk, but you have more limited uh, libraries, if that makes sense. Yes, there is a mobile app for Canva. Is the free option worth it? Katrina, what are you referring to? There is no Flowdesk option free. There's a free trial, but I think it's only like 7 days or something like that. Unless that's something new that they just released. 14 days. Okay, perfect. Jeanette, can you change the size or location of the picture box and text on the block you choose? No. So that's one thing when you're picking out which block that you want, you really want to focus on the style of the block so that you can decide if that makes sense. Like I can't move this click here to the left-hand side. I can't make this photo go on the right-hand side. So that's a really good question when you are selecting your layout, you can go and you want to make sure the layout makes sense for you. So there's tons of different options in here. But you can do so many different things, but you want to pick it based off of how it's going to look for whatever purpose you're utilizing it for. There's tons of different like options in here and layouts. You could do collages, you could do all kinds of stuff, but just know that yes, you want to definitely pick whichever layout is going to work well for what you're trying to do. Does Flotus have a mobile app? I'm not sure if they do or not. I probably personally wouldn't use it just because the drag and drop capabilities are something that I use a lot. So it's really easy for me to just drag and drop on a desktop version. And also like for if I'm like trying to get links and stuff, like if I come over here and I want to grab this link, that's going to be a lot harder to do. Go like toggle between Flowdesk and the different websites that you're linking on a desktop version. I hope that answered it. Oh, Terry, yeah, I'll put that in there. The App Store has one, makes sense. Yeah, so you can upload photos into, like, you can upload them to your Canva account so that you have them in there, or you can just upload it to, like a Google Drive or whatever, if you use Dropbox, and then grab your photos from there too. All right. So let me show you what an email blast looks like. So this is a template that I have used and I can share it with you guys as well. This top part, for example, I designed in Canva as a flyer. So I just went into Canva, designed this as a flyer. Again, I can send this to you. So this whole thing here is an image, right? So this is an image. I actually created it in Canva. I'll show you what that looks like. So this is the flyer. It's a one-page flyer. And all of this was uploaded, the photos and stuff was uploaded in Canva. All I did was download it as a PNG. So PNG works really well in Flodesk. And then I went over to Flodesk and I uploaded it into this template. And within this template, again, I'll share this with you guys. I put in some property information, a text box. I added a couple photos. And then just the signature will be consistent at the bottom for all of your emails. So when someone opens this email, actually, let me show you what it looks like within the system. So this is another one. Again, this is the flyer I uploaded directly from Canva. You can upload it from your computer, maybe from downloading it as a PNG. And as you can see right here is where I uploaded it. It comes from my computer. And then there's all this text information that you can edit, right? So this is the MLS description, the price, the property address, something that's super cool about the property, the agent's contact information, and then some photos as well. So let's say, for example, that I wanted to add another photo. I would go to image. I would click on the image box once, and then on the right-hand side, the image pop out will be here, and you can choose from your computer, from Unsplash, from Giphy, or Canva. So let's say it's one of your properties that you have an open house for this weekend. So you have a photo of that property that you have listed. So you would probably download it or have it already on your computer and then upload it here by clicking upload image, having it be at my computer. So let's say this is the property. I'm going to click on that property photo and click open, and the photo is added. I'll check the chat box real quick. So how many names does Flodesk hold right now? It has unlimited until November 28th that you can have in here. And it looks like you use HomeBot. Yeah, it's a little different than HomeBot. Personally, I would still keep my HomeBot if it were me, because that does the home evaluation and it gamifies that ability to have the consumer play how much their home would be listed on Airbnb or rented in long term or short term or whatever that looks like. It has a lot of additional things that Flowdesk doesn't, but yes, you can do a QR code to the form that I'll show you guys next. It's that opt-in form. Alden, can you insert videos? Yes. So it has to be a YouTube video because they use a link to embed it into the actual into the email. So you have to upload it on your YouTube channel. It has to be public, and you just copy the YouTube link and you paste it in here. You can use BombBomb. Yep, absolutely use BombBomb as well. So I'll
Can I
show
say
you.
something here real quick, Bree?
Yeah.
So we let all of our agents use our BombBomb for free. So basically you send us a video, we upload it, we give you the link and a thumbnail. You would just create a image that you would put on Flowdesk and then you would hyperlink the back end and it'll go directly to your video. So anyways, sorry.
No, that's perfect. Video's an option. BombBomb, that's a huge offering that you guys do to your clients. BombBomb's fantastic. if you can definitely embed a video directly in here as well. You just click the little plus between one of your sections or blocks, and then you just paste that YouTube or Vimeo URL right here. You change the title to 123 Main Street, just listed, and you can embed it in here, or you can do the image and hyperlink it like Reggie was saying from your BombBomb account. So there's lots of stuff that you can do in here. One other thing I want to show you, if you just want a button, you can click the button and you can name it anything. So maybe it's like um, seller guide or relocation guide or 10 top restaurants. You can do anything that you want. I just want you to know that you can literally do any type of call to action, and it's completely customizable in here. And you can link it in this link tab to anywhere you want it to go. Again, it can go to your home bot, it can go on your website, it can go on your mobile app, anything to do, anything that has a link, really, you can hyperlink it in here. So does this make sense? All the text is very easily editable. Anything that you want in here, you can put. You can upload images directly from Canva, or you can download it from Canva and upload a flyer. You can upload from any of your Google Drives or any type of computer devices that you have, some cloud services. And then you can also upload images directly from Unsplash as well, and import from Canva. So just know it's very user friendly. It allows you to just go in here and edit text at any time. You can add photos and videos and call to action buttons and all that good stuff as well into your email blast. Um, Hi, Alice. Yeah, I personally haven't experienced that, but I used to love the phone call from my clients when HomeBot would call. They would see their home value on HomeBot, and they would call me and say, "This is incorrect. My house is worth X, Y, and Z." That's a magical call, in my opinion, because that opens the door for you to say, hey, let me do a CMA. That's just kind of a general report. Let me go deep on getting the specifics on your property so that I can better serve you and give you a more accurate estimate. But it opens the conversation where you wouldn't necessarily have that conversation opened. Yep, Katrina, it allows for the discussion to start, and that's the whole purpose, is that discussion to start. Okay, so that is an email blast within Flodesk. And I wanted to show you guys forms, right? So this is something that you guys would probably be using. This is the opt-in form, or you can make it like a landing page so that it was still with a lead capture on it, so that it would be really easy for you guys to lead capture. You can, when you share this, it gives you a link, and you can make this link into a QR code that you can have on your flyer for the open house or your neighborhood event. And they scan this. And the whole purpose is we want to capture their information, right? But we want to add value too. So we want to provide something of value. Maybe it's a seller guide, maybe it's a relocation guide, or some piece of value. An open house, like at open houses I used to do, hey, I always did research ahead of time and had a couple off-market properties that weren't for sale yet. And I would say, sign up on my open house form, scan this QR code, it goes to this contact form, and they would sign up and they get access to off-market properties that, of course, everything's like done the correct way, I should say. But it just gives them something to value. So you could do open house signups, you can do a ton of different stuff with opt-in forms. So I'm just going to show you guys what a form looks like. So when you're in the design center, you go to Flodesk and you click, let me go to Flodesk. In the middle of the very top, it has different options, right? So you can go to emails, forms, workflows, checkouts, which you probably won't use, audience or analytics. So this is the forms section. So you go into your forms. I can share this template with you. I have one for buyer's guide. Download my free buyer's guide, for example. I'll share that so you don't have to build it from scratch, but you can build it from scratch if you want to. Just click the new form on the right-hand side right here. But I want to show you guys what this looks like when you are trying to create some type of form. So you literally do the same exact thing you did in the as you did in the email blast. So you can click on the text, you can change the font, you can increase the font size, you can align it differently, you can change the font color, etc. But having like, for example, I'll send you guys this link as a test. Agents looking for an easy way for content in their real estate business. Myself and my business partner, we do a bunch of editable social media templates every single month. We do an editable newsletter template for agents every single month. So if an agent were to sign up like yourself, they would put their name, their email, and click join the link. And on the back end of that, I'll show you what the workflow is. They'll go automatically into my newsletter segment. But here's an example of a newsletter we do for agents. This is just the front page, but it gives a little kind of sneak peek of what one of the newsletters looks like. And then you can have additional buttons and call to actions on here as well. So I have my link tree on here. We're going to be doing a link tree class next month, Kaylee. We're going to
Yep.
be doing it soon.
I think it's December 9th.
Okay, we'll send it to you guys, but Linktree is a really cool tool where you can have one link to literally everything in your business organized under one link tree, which is super convenient for you guys, especially if you want a QR code on like your for sale signs or your sign writers. Everything can be directed back to one link and you just update the link itself. But one of my call to actions is having my link tree for upcoming classes on here. My business partner and I also launched a magazine this year. So Scottsdale Luxe Living Magazine, where we highlight agents, top producers in our magazine and highlight them and then they can provide those to their clients. You can change any of this text simply just like a Word document by coming in here and just typing, again, changing the font size, the color, anything like that. And then you'll see that my social media stuff is on here automatically. You would set these up in your settings ahead of time so that you have whatever social media that you are comfortable with people finding. You want to definitely set it up within your settings so that this is at the bottom. These icons are hyperlinked to your social media on the bottom on absolutely every email blast that you do. Okay. Yep. Replay. Absolutely. Okay, perfect. So after someone fills out the form, you want to say thank you, right? Or you want a custom message. So you go into this tab that says thank you. And this is just you can have any of these auto messages that maybe are super easy to put together. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for signing up. Or you can type your own custom message in here as well. You just click on that option and then you put in here, thank you. Thank you for being the best agent partner. If you click in this fonts tab up here in the upper right, you can go over here and change the font color, the alignment, the size, the font type, all of that stuff still. You can go in here and edit, just like you did on the other side of the design side of the contact form. So I want to go and show you how to do a different kind of form. So one of the forms that you can do is maybe it's a buyer seller guide. We provide custom buyer seller relocation guides for agents. We can turn them into a flip book, and that flip book will create a link. And that link is what you would want to put in here so that when people are looking online and they want your buyer guide, they can just enter in their email here. Send me the guide as your call to action, a picture of the front cover of the guide. And then again, you have your links down here. You can put your about section, whatever you kind of want in there. But then they automatically get a thank you message. And then they automatically also get that link to your flip book for that particular guide. So they can look on it digitally and go through it. Our flip books actually, you hear the page turning, kind of like a traditional magazine, which is super cool. So you can provide that experience for your clients. So pretty cool. But again, you can change the color of this background. You can change the font. You can add a photo. You can change literally anything that you want. Everything is just you click on it and you can edit. You click on it, options on the right-hand side pop out and you can edit. Just remember that there's the font tab and then there's also the links tab if it's a button. So I just wanted to show you guys how easy that is to create a form. And you could literally choose from whatever templates that you like in here. And I can, again, share it with you. But let's say we wanted to create one from scratch. You just say, create new form. You can look at other forms that other people have been doing and some great templates. Maybe this is the one that I think would be perfect. So you would just click customize it. It's going to ask you when someone opts into this form, where do you want them automatically to be segmented into? So for example, I'll do this test one I put here, agent newsletter, so I won't actually send everyone's stuff, but I'll show you what segments and audiences is next. But you can say, okay, for anyone who opts into this form, I want it to do blank. So in this case, I want it automatically to go into my segment for agent newsletter. Or for you guys, it would be, I want it automatically to go into my buyers segment. If it's a buyer, maybe they're signing up for your buyer's guide. Or maybe you're doing a pie thing like I talked about next year with the community. You want it to go automatically into a segment called 2026 pie. So you can literally create any segment that you want. It's just a label for how to group different people in your audience together. And then you would just click save and start customizing it. Let's say I don't like this pink, so I want to change it. You go down to the background color, and maybe I want to change it to black. Well, that's a bad example because the text is black. Maybe you want to change it to gray. Again, you can come in here and edit any of the text. You can edit anything they have in this template, some link buttons already created. So you could just say, visit my website or visit my home bot. You can change the style of the different buttons. Obviously, putting in the links to the appropriate call to action or action item within here. Let's say, for example, I did not want this, I only wanted one of these. So there's four options, four buttons right here. I only wanted one of these. So on the right-hand side, these three little dots, I can click on it and click delete. Click on it, click delete. Click on it, click delete. So now I only have one button on there. So just know it's super simple, drag and drop, easy to delete, add, change colors, all of that good stuff on here. One of the things I want to mention that I've seen agents forget is down here, if you're using a template, it's going to put in a random name as the signature. You want to make sure to change it to your name. I sometimes see agents send out like a Flodesk on an email blast and it has like the dummy name in here. So I just want to mention, make sure to always put your name in the bottom before you send it. The cool thing about Flodesk is once you have like your monthly newsletter template, or maybe you use one of my templates that I'll be sharing with everyone, you could just click these three little dots and duplicate it and create another form, or duplicate it, create December's newsletter, and then duplicate it for January, duplicate it for February, and so on. All you'll have to do is change out the photos and maybe change out some of the links if you're doing events or something seasonal like a recipe or something like that. Um, and so once you build the infrastructure of one and you like the way it looks, it's very easy to continue to go. You're not going to ever have to build it again. So again, that's just the three little dots. You scroll down to duplicate and it duplicates form, email, whatever you're working on. So I'll show you what that looks like in emails. Again, three little dots. You duplicate and it'll create a whole nother one exactly like it. And you just go in there and start editing. All right. So the next thing I want to go through is audience, and audience is how you're going to segment the data, right? So you're going to have multiple segments in here. And let's say, for example, your monthly newsletter, you're going to want to send it to everyone, not just people in your buyers segment or your seller segment or your open house segment or whatever segment you're thinking of. You want to actually send it to everyone. If you create a email, you can add multiple segments into it as the recipients who will be receiving that email. So just know the better that you put your data in is better and more specific that you can provide as the outcome of your data and how you can customize it even more. Excuse me. Bree, you mentioned your database, da da da. Do I keep, can you explain that do you keep track of the opt-out clients and re-engage them later? Do you mean, do I still email them when it comes to my CRM? Yes. But if a client asks to be off a list or something like that, I will actually go in and remove their email from both databases. What CRM am I using? I am using LionDesk right now, which has changed to relationships, but there's someone in the industry named Aaron Pearson, and he does a lot with AI. And he just did his launched his CRM system that's similar to Follow Up Boss, Magnetic IQ. Thank you. Similar to Follow Up Boss, but Zillow doesn't own the data, right? So just a side quest here. I absolutely have used probably every CRM out there and tested many different CRMs in my day. Follow Up Boss is by far my favorite, but I would personally never use it because Zillow owns the data in their contract when you're signing over or signing up for Follow Up Boss, you're actually consenting to them taking all of your data and owning your data. And that's a huge issue because we all know what happened when with the instant offers, right? So we had the Zillow took data from the MLS, went behind the agents' backs globally, and offered an instant offer to your clients, even if it was listed. And they got away with it for a while, but then a couple of years ago, they were kicked out of MLS because of it. But you're basically giving them access to reach out to your clients. And I just don't trust that. So Magnetic IQ is probably the direction I will be going. But right now I have been using Lion Desk slash relationships. And honestly, I want to put a disclaimer. There's no perfect CRM. It's whatever CRM you're going to use. I don't care if it's an Excel file. I don't care if it's um, like the most basic CRM or system that you have. As long as you can eventually automate it and you actually know how to work it, that is the best. So it does not matter as long as you work it, that is the most and the best CRM to use. All right, so let's say I have segments, all subscribers, I have customers. So we're not using like a checkout service, so you can ignore customers if you had like a business where you would do like a sale or something. That's where customers come in. But let's say, for example, I want to upload all my past clients as a segment. So I'm in audience, I go to segments, I click new segment. You can color code, which I love. So all of my classes with green home loans, all of you guys will be in a segment that with the class name, and I do green for green home loans. So green home loans, best class ever. We're gonna go with that. You click save, and it creates that segment. So obviously there's no subscribers in here yet. So I click on that, and this is where you can upload, add an individual, or upload a CSV file. So you can actually, maybe you get your data from MLS, you can download all of your people in MLS and their emails into a CSV file, or you can download it from your CRM or a past CRM that you've used, or you can get a list from me if you're looking to farm a specific area, and then you upload a CSV file. It's as easy as click upload CSV. You find an Excel file and you click open. I'm not going to do that because that's not a real file I want up there. And then that's it. It's in your segment. So it takes like 10 seconds to do, which is super convenient. You can go back to your segments. And as you can see here, I have lots of different segments. So you can, let's say for my monthly newsletter that I send out, I'm sending it to all my subscribers that are agents in here. But you can definitely, you can do it to just any way you want to splice the data within your audience, you can do that, which is super cool. Any questions on audiences? One of the questions I do get typically is, can someone be in multiple segments? And the answer is yes. So this person, Michael Barr is a client of mine. He's an agent in Scottsdale, and he's in the West USA Scottsdale office. And then he's also in my Lion desk when I uploaded all of my agent partners that I've done deals with from my Lion desk. I've uploaded it. And as you can see, he's in multiple segments, and that's okay. They're not going to receive the email 3 times or 2 times or whatever that however many segments they're in. That's not going to happen. They're only going to be sending it once, which is good. So they scrub all that. They are phenomenal at that, and they definitely do a good job in showing that. So analytics, this is kind of cool because you can jump in here and say you wanted analytics for a specific email or a form or a workflow. You could go in here and check out your lifetime email analytics, when the best time for emails to be sent. You can hover over each of these metrics within this system and see, okay, how many emails were sent. If I want to click on that, so it looks like 5 emails I sent between August 11th and August 17th. I could actually go and click on this and it will show me that specific email. It'll show me how many people I sent it to versus how many were delivered, and then how many people opened it, and then how many people clicked. And let's say, for example, I wanted to see everyone who opened it. You just click on the open column, and I can see, okay, so this is who opened it. This is when they opened it and how many times they opened it. So you get some really great insight into, okay, if someone clicked on what's my home worth link within your newsletter and they open that email 7 times and you see, or 6 times, and you see that, yeah, they're opening it a lot. That's your prospect list. So you can come in here kind of like a CRM on a daily basis and say, okay, who are my top people who have opened my newsletter? Let me reach out to them, just have a friendly conversation, see how they're doing, etc. So you can actually go in and see exactly how many times, when they went in. This person's an early bird. The last time they went in is 4:14 a.m. on September 2nd. Etc. So just know that you can go in here and get really granular information and analytics that's going to help you create that. Okay, this is the person that I should be reaching out to. You can click on to see how many people click the links as well. They'll actually show you what links they clicked on. So for example, in this, it was an email blast regarding a property. We had 26 unique links. Unique links is like 26 people clicked on the link, but it was clicked a total of 31 times, which means someone clicked on the link. That same person may have clicked on the link a couple times, for example. So it'll show you which link that they clicked on. So if you have your HomeBot in here, it'd be your HomeBot. If you have your link tree and you also have your Instagram profile, and there's obviously a million different links you can put in here, but it's actually going to show you which links were clicked. And if you click on the number of links, it'll show you which people clicked which link, if that makes sense. So I can go in here and say, okay, so these people all looked at my Instagram profile and the last time they clicked it. So pretty cool, huh? Like you can actually see some hardcore analytics. All right, let's look at some questions real quick. Does it space out the sends so we don't have as a spammer. Yes, it drips them out automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Flodesk on the back end will, let's say you send 10,000 emails out, it'll actually stagger them so that you don't get hit as like a spammer, for example. So yes, it's definitely much better than a lot of the other platforms because they do stagger it out. One of the things I want to mention is if you're using I recommend everyone have a domain name email. So if your domain for your website is best realtor in the West Coast.com, you definitely want an email that is like whatever your first name is, Carrie at the best realtor in the West.com. You do want to configure it to have Flodesk send it out through your domain name email because that'll actually allow Flodesk to, they see it as like more secure as a Gmail or as a Yahoo, etc. But just know the first couple times people are going to have to probably just like any other email add you to their safe list. Occasionally, I notice that a lot of times emails will come in to my inbox from domain names that are custom. Um, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go to spam. So it depends on what provider you're using for your inbox and who your recipients using as their inbox receiving that email. And there's a lot of like privacy and settings involved in that compared to domain names, but I would definitely create your own email from your domain name, and you can do that with whatever provider you use to pick your domain name. And then from there, that's the email I would attach to your Flodesk account. Can you schedule Flodesk for mailings day and time? Yep, you absolutely can. Yep, you can definitely go yes. Can you use multiple emails when sending out different newsletters? Yes. That's another really cool thing about Flodesk. You can add multiple emails to it if you wanted to. I have, for example, the magazine email that goes out from a specific email. It's LNB at, let me just go through here to show you guys. Who's the email coming from? It's always going to ask you that. So if you have multiple, you'll have in your dropdown the ability to toggle back and forth. So the domain name I have, for example, Scottsdale Lux Living Magazine. Lynn and I created an email based on that called Lynn and Bree at Scottsdale Lux Living Magazine. So you can decide if you have multiple, where you want to send it out from. Good question. And then the next page I'm going to show you real quick. This is what, see, there's an emoji because I used AI. Got to take that out, unfortunately. But this is where you can put your subject line, the preview text, and your segments. So maybe I want this to go to test green home loans. I also want it to go to this class, anyone who's in my agent newsletter segment. Um, another class, you can keep doing multiple segments and then you click save. It's going to tell me how many recipients. And then on this next page, it's going to say, when should you send this email? So you can choose now or you can choose later. So you can schedule it for Saturday and schedule it for a specific time. You can use a custom time, but they already, based on the analytics within your platform, they will actually show you the best time, for example, in the morning, based on your analytics and based on what they're seeing on their end as a global. back end. So for example, 5:55 a.m. is the best time to send in the morning per Flodesk and all the data that they've received within my profile. So you can say, yeah, I want to do it for November 22nd at 5:55 a.m. And then you just click schedule. I'm not going to actually send it, but you can just click schedule. So this is really great when it comes to like your holiday emails and all of that good stuff. You don't have to, you can batch your content in one day for the entire month when it comes to social media and your email marketing. Set it all up, schedule it all out, and that way you don't have to worry about it the rest of the month if you don't want to. So we were trying to automate your business as much as possible so you guys can do what you do best, which is be in front of clients and talking to the people that matter to you within your job, right? And doing things that you absolutely love. So that's what we want to get you guys back to. And we do that through automation and workflows and emails and batching content and all that stuff. I know I'm way over, so I'm gonna just touch briefly on this. You can create a workflow or an automation on the back end of anything. It can be someone signed up for your form. It could be you added someone into a segment, and you can choose all the triggers that you want within a sequence. So I'm gonna just say we're gonna start a new workflow, and you can pick from any of these designs, let's say, and these are just templates, right? So you can choose whatever design that you think looks really nice. So for example, maybe I want to say, what's new around here? This is just a template. When you're looking for templates, you want to see, do you like the style? That's the main thing. Do you like the style? Do you like the shape of the images? Do you like, you can change the colors and stuff, but do you like the overall look of it? If that's a yes, then you click customize it. And you choose a trigger, right? So just like a flow chart, you would say, you would click on choose trigger. So it asks you a couple questions. Begin this workflow when someone blank. So when someone subscribes through a form, and I want it to be my L&B newsletter form, what happens, right? So we need to create a, when someone does this, then this happens. So if then kind of wording, right? So the trigger is if someone subscribes to a form, and that form is called LMB newsletter form, then it triggers this email. And of course, you can click on this and you can edit the email on the right-hand side because you will want to edit the content, right? And then you can say, hey, I want it to delay for 2 days. And then I want to put a condition on it. If the subscriber opened the email, then what? So if they did open it, you send one email. If they didn't open it, the wording's a little different, right? You would send this email. So the system will automatically know if they open the email or not and which email to send them based on the trigger point that you have up here within the form. You can do a delay for 30 days, 100 days, 50 days, whatever kind of time delay you want. And then you can put in whatever condition you want. So did they open? Did they not? And then what? You can say, oh, then I'm done. I don't want anything else. They can just exit. They're done. Or maybe they didn't open the email and you want to wait 2 more days and then send another email. You can do that. And then let's say after that, if they haven't opened any of those emails, you can just say, hey, subscribers can complete this workflow and they're going to be sent my newsletter on a monthly basis because they're added in my segment, for example. So because they're added in my segment, it will automatically, I'll send them my newsletter. I don't need to keep sending them emails, whatever you guys think. But you can add different workflows and conditions by hovering over the space between the different action items and clicking the plus sign. And you can choose an action or a time delay or a condition or add an email between any of these workflows, between any of the actions. So there's so many different things you could do with this. I don't want to overwhelm you. Maybe we'll do a 2.0 class on Flodesk, but I just wanted to give you guys more of an overview of what you can do with Flodesk, how you can automate things, the different ways in which you can leverage the automation technology, the different emails you can send out, the different audiences you can have based on how people got into your system. Maybe it was an opt-in form, maybe it was a newsletter sign up, maybe you uploaded a list. But just know that you can automate a lot of this work. So it's set it and forget it every month for you guys. So you guys can do what you love best, which is really being in front of your clients and selling real estate. I know I just gave you a ton of information. Um, Yep, Clarence says, where do you import contacts? In the audience tab. So up here, you go to audience. I always create a segment first. So click on segments. In the upper right-hand corner, you click new segment. You put in the name of the segment. You color code it, click save. Then you find that segment you just created. You click the plus sign in the upper right, and you upload the CSV file from your computer. Awesome. Any other questions, guys? I'm going to be sending templates out to everyone who wants them, so that you guys don't have to build from scratch. If you have any questions with Flodesk, or if you are just like, whoa, that was way too much information, I need to sit down with someone, I'd be happy to sit down with you guys, happy to do a second class. And I would love to have you guys, Kaylee and Reggie and I would love to have you guys at our next class. We will be doing on Linktree and how we can incorporate all of this together. And yes, you will be receiving the recording.
Yep. We'll send out the recording after it's done downloading. And we are doing a Linktree class December 9th at 10 a.m. over Zoom. So same idea as this. 10 a.m. Zoom, December 9th. Bree, that was amazing. So helpful. Thank you so much.
You're
Um,
very welcome.
yeah, that was a great class. Really like Flodesk. It's so like aesthetically pleasing versus some of the other email platforms out there. So I'm excited
Thank you
to
Yeah.
so much. This was so
use it.
helpful. I can't wait till the link tree and the other ones. Thank you. And to get your templates. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All righty. Have a good
Um,
day.
to get in contact with me, I will put my email and phone number on the screen. Thank you guys. Yeah, I think one of the cool things about Flodesk, like Kaylee mentioned, it's very aesthetically pleasing. So people spend more time on your newsletters than they would on some other platforms. So any way that we can get the most amount of eyes onto your content, the better, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you
Bye.
soon. Thank you, Bree.